morning. AM, of course it is. So, one of the products that I sell on eBay is scissors for dressmaking and tailoring and embroidery and things like that. Micro scissors, little scissors like that. And it appears, or it turns out, that eBay have decided that if you sell scissors, you've got to send them using a Royal Mail age verification service because of all the stabbings that are going on up and down the country. They now insist that bladed products have to be sent using that method. So I went and checked it out, and it's like £9 for the postage for them to check the age at the door. So the individual's got to be 18. No, it's got to be 25 years old or 18 years old, I think. And they've got to prove it. Of course, there's all sorts of problems with that because in order for the customer to receive it, they've got to be there, and most of the customers are they might be at work or something, you know. Not everyone's going to be in when they're attempting to deliver. So I've got to basically stop selling them. It just doesn't warrant it for me. There's no profit in it anyway. So I've got to basically remove them from eBay and sell them off on my Shopify store. And it's a shame really, because I suppose scissors can be used to stab, but they don't use those. They use the big machetes, don't they, or big little proper knives. If they're going to go out and stab somebody or defend themselves, or think they're defending themselves, they're going to use a proper knife, not a little pair of scissors like that. Although they technically could kill. But I don't think I've ever heard of anybody dying by scissors. So what's going to happen? So most people who sell scissors, hairdressers for instance, they sell hairdressing scissors on eBay, they'll probably retreat from that segment, and the price of scissors will probably go up because people rely on places like the marketplaces to get what they want these days, because I know they can't go and find my stuff on the high street, although they could probably find scissors somewhere if they walked into a store. But even then they might have to basically provide age verification, like they do when you go to the supermarket. You want to buy some whiskey or something, the till forces you to get approval from the floating member of staff, don't they? Which is a bit of a bummer, man. Everything is getting difficult. The postage is going up anyway. There's going to be a point where people are completely priced out. I had to put my foot down on the ones that have been there forever. So yeah, I've got to think it through now. I've got to think through what I'm going to do. What about you? Have you got to do anything like that? Well, of course you've got to if you're selling on eBay. I don't know if they do it on Amazon. There's no point trying to sell it on the shop on the Facebook marketplace, because they'll probably have something like that as well. And I don't know what's going to happen. There's so many barriers. You know, when in the early days, when it was the Wild West on eBay, you could, you know, before the algorithm, I suppose they always had an algorithm of sorts, but you know, if you sold, you could sell like £20,000 worth of products a month. Now it's dead. You can get some sales, maybe like several £1,000s a month, but it's less than half. It's not as good. You don't cover your costs basically. So I think the days of platform selling are numbered for me. Increase my sales on my personal stuff. We'll just see what happens. Anyway, in the meantime, there's another price increase from Royal Mail at the end of this month. I think it's a smallish one, a couple of pence I think. Got to go and check. But I'm fairly relaxed about it. I'm paid off that it's another increase, but because I abandoned the free postage model in favour of a paid postage model, all I have to do is go into the postage profile and change the postage price, and it'll affect all my listings will change to reflect the new postage, which is going to be great for me, because every time they put the postage up I have to spend days, the whole year, just completely changing prices all the time, every day. It becomes a bit of a burden. You get really fed up with this. It takes the enjoyment out of selling for yourself on eBay. So I'm thinking that I've got to basically find some other method of in making money, of earning a living. I'm thinking of, you know, the one that I was, even the taxi driving looks under threat. The taxi driving is, keep seeing more and more news about autonomous vehicles, and there'll come a point where they will have these autonomous vehicles picking up and dropping customers off, you know, travellers off, riders they call them. I think it's because the days are approaching when I have to give up. Then the government are talking about cutting all the benefits and everything. I suppose the only other thing I can do is basically go and stand on the markets, but the markets are dead. There's no markets these days. What else is there to do? I really don't know. If I'm not careful, I'm going to get caught out with a load of stock and I'm not going to be able to sell it. So I think I need to start thinking about winding down, looking for another source of income, basically. The last thing I want to do is get caught out with a load of products and no way of selling it. Looks like that's happened to me with the scissors. I must have about, oh you fucker. Well, talking to you that is. It's your fucking fault. Let's go and have a look at the damage.